East Idaho Eats, brought to you by Young Mazda.
TCHE Brazilian Grill has been open now for a few months. Highly anticipated restaurant that's got quite a good turnout over the last little bit that it's been open. I'm surrounded here by food. Dean Levitt, the owner, is here with me. My mouth's already salivating. Excited to try all this. I've been here a few times, tried some of the items. Haven't tried everything on the menu yet, but I'm excited to try some new things today. Dean, before we get into the food, you were telling me before we started recording, the restaurant's been doing pretty well.
The reception in Idaho Falls has been truly amazing, honestly. People have been so kind and have come in large numbers, and it's exceeded everybody's expectations, what we've been able to do so far. And we're just super hopeful that people are having a great experience and that they'll tell their friends and that they'll keep coming back.
And it's really hard to choose an item to showcase because it's a buffet.
Yeah.
I mean, you can literally get just about anything you want here.
There are tons and tons of items. I still have items that I've yet to try, and some of that is because maybe I'm a bit of a picky eater, but also it's just that you'll start finding something that you really like, and it's hard to want to give up space for items that you're not familiar with if you've got some that you're really lean towards.
Right, yeah, I ate here once and I didn't even get to the dessert because you fill up on all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pick a plate here and
Yeah, absolutely.
This, let's start with this one. This rice, it has rice.
So that is what's called a chicken etouffee, and it's kind of a creamy style chicken. It is a traditional Brazilian dish, and I like served over rice or over mashed potatoes. It's a really nice kind of savory bite.
Chicken and rice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you can go wrong there.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely something that will seem familiar to a lot of people. It definitely has its own a bit of a Brazilian twist to it. All of the recipes are done in-house with a corporate chef that is from southern Brazil. So for the most part, aside from a few little Americanized items, these are all authentic Brazilian recipes.
You were telling me off camera about the peppercorn steak, which is a really popular item.
Very popular, yeah. So we have 5 signature steak dishes. My personal favorite is the peppercorn steak. It's a tri-tip. It's skewered and cooked Brazilian, they call it churrasco style. So on a really high heat, and it's just got a nice, salt and pepper type flavor to it. Most of our meats, people don't feel like they need to add a sauce to them. You can get it by request, but most of them stand on their own for flavor.
I was just gonna say, it's very flavorful. And there's no sauce on this.
Yeah.
It's just what he cut off for me.
As people come in, it is important that they let the gauchos know what their preference is, and they'll try to carve you off the perfect piece that meets your needs in terms of how you like yours cooked.
You raved about these. This is a kind of bread.
It is. It's called a pão de queijo, or a cheese bread. And what I love about it is that it is a gluten-free bread. And when they're warm, it's just this delicious, cheesy, gooey bite. And growing up or raising our children, my wife and I, our oldest son has type 1 diabetes. And so we knew a lot of people with celiac disease, and gluten intolerance is like extreme for people with celiac disease. And I always felt bad for these kids that they couldn't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or pizza, some of these dishes that are, gluten. And so this is a delicious bread bite, and it's gluten-free. It's made of a tapioca flour and cheese.
It's gooey in the middle.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're biting into a pastry or something.
Yeah, we actually did have one negative review that our cheese bread is too cheesy. So we're willing to accept that. That's a risk we're willing to take.
That's funny. This fish, what's it called?
It's called a coconut swai fish, and it is a type of catfish from South America. It's I'm not much of a fish person. The texture of fish is difficult for me, but this is that very firm, white, flaky fish. And with the coconut kind of sweet sauce on it, it's delicious. We go through tons of that here. People seem to really, really love it.
I wasn't expecting the sweet. That's really good.
Yeah.
And you got the lemons that you
Yeah, they're
sprinkle on
baked.
top.
They're baked right on top of the dish, and so it's one of the only meats that's on our meat counter that isn't cooked on the skewer. It's done in the oven, and it's just extremely popular. This is a traditional Brazilian limeade. Yours, we added some coconut too. There are 4 flavorings people can add. raspberry, mango, passion fruit, and coconut, and they're bottomless, so people can change flavors every time they order another drink. But they're made fresh in-house. They actually have to be made fresh because they're made with whole limes, and if you try to store it, they go bitter. So it's made constantly throughout the night, and it's really very, very popular. I would say almost half of the patrons that come in will enjoy a Brazilian limeade.
Yeah, that's really good. And is this like a cream?
Mm-hmm. So it's made with limes, half and half, sugar, water, ice. And then if people want, I mean, it's delicious just as a limeade, but we have these real fruit juice add-ons, so coconut, passion fruit, mango, and raspberry, and it just gives it another dimension to the taste.
You got to try the pineapple.
Okay,
because
yeah.
this is a signature Brazilian
It is
item.
Yeah, and so my daughter-in-law, who loves Brazilian restaurants, when we told her we were opening one, the first question she asked is, "Are you going to have the grilled pineapple?" And yeah, it's a must. You can't not have the pineapple. Some people will eat almost exclusively the pineapple. So I would guess that we're probably one of the #1 users of pineapple in Idaho Falls now. We order cases and cases of pineapple, and it goes fast.
I'm resisting the urge to just keep eating.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, let's get you a bite of everything, and then we'll get you a wheelchair to get you out the door.
Yeah. Some of these items are some of the more Brazilian.
These are, yeah, very traditional Brazilian items. That first dish, if you start there, that is a Brazilian chili. You'll notice it has a little bit of clove in it. So it's a very unique taste, not something you would traditionally taste here in the United States, but it almost gives a Christmas feel because of that clove, I think.
Yeah.
And I really am a fan of that particular dish.
And chili's pretty hearty, but like this is really meaty.
It's very, very
Lots
meat.
of meat.
Mm-hmm. It's got like a meat and potato dish. There's not a bean in that one. Of course, there's the black bean dish right next to it, and so you get that still.
And then speaking of the bean dish, this is a combination of, did you say chicken and pork?
It has pork and a pork sausage. So it's the same sausage actually that we serve you over here, just a different presentation.
Okay.
And that is very, very traditional Brazilian right there.
Yeah, it's all good. If you haven't been here, and you're reluctant to try Brazilian food, I mean, it's meat.
Yeah.
It's meat and rice and chicken and, I mean, stuff everybody likes.
This is about half of the menu.
Half of the menu that's available here. There's a lot more for people to come and try. I remember when you first started opening, you opened around 4:30, and it was intended to be kind of a dinner time. Have you opened for lunch now?
So we are starting lunches actually this week. Friday and Saturday, we're going to do lunch starting at noon, and then we'll just be open from noon until 9 o'clock. Right now, during the weekdays, Monday through Thursday, we're open from 4 o'clock till 9 o'clock.
East Idaho Eats, brought to you by Young Mazda.